Here in a few weeks, we are getting the Blackout experience in Warzone. But the more I think about it, the more convinced I am that this isn't Blackout returning like people think. I think what people are expecting and what we are getting are two completely different things. And by the end of this video, I think you'll see why the Blackout experience is most likely a lie. Let's start with the expectations because that's where this whole thing goes wrong. When people hear Blackout experience, they think of Black Ops 4 Blackout, the wingsuits, the armor system, the looting, the pacing, and even the feel of the game. They're expecting something that feels different from Warzone, and I get it. Blackout still has to be one of the best game modes in Call of Duty history, but there's a problem. None of that has actually been promised to us. The biggest red flag with this all is the wording. They don't say Blackout, they don't say Blackout 2. They say Blackout Experience. That word experience makes me feel like it's going to be a game mode like Blackout, not a recreation. And saying experience lets Call of Duty say, well, technically, we didn't promise that. And, well, they've done the same exact thing before. This isn't new for Call of Duty, though. We've seen the same nostalgia move over and over again. Classic maps that came back, but they don't play the same. Back to our roots, but still shoving microtransactions at us. It's never about fully going back or giving us what we want. It's about selling the feeling of going back to what we love. And that's exactly what they're doing. Blackout isn't being brought back. They're using its likeness. Here's the harsh truth that Call of Duty doesn't want you to hear. Warzone, at its core, can never be Blackout. Warzone is built around loadouts and faster pacing. Blackout was slower, it was less forgiving, and more looting based like PUBG. To truly bring Blackout back, they'd have to change major parts of Warzone. And if you think Activision is doing that, I honestly don't know what game you've been playing for the past couple years. Remaking Blackout isn't easy as adding a few things to Warzone. It would require a lot of development and resources, original Blackout mechanics, separate balancing, and dedicated support. And as of right now, Warzone is struggling to maintain itself. So the idea that they're just remaking Blackout inside of Warzone just sounds like a bunch of crap to me. Let's be honest, what are we actually getting? Probably Blackout themed stuff, probably changed looting system and armor, things that reference Blackout without replacing Warzone. And I guess that could still be fun, but that's not Blackout coming back. That's Call of Duty reskinning Warzone and calling it Blackout. Some people will say, Call of Duty players are never happy, and sure, maybe, but the issue isn't whether the game is going to be good or bad when it comes out. The issue is when you let players believe that something big is coming, and then you deliver something that's not even close, disappointment is gonna happen. So no, I don't think Blackout experience is a complete lie, but I do think it's being told to us in a way that lets the hype go crazy. This isn't Blackout returning. It's nostalgia being used against us again by Call of Duty, and unless they come out and explain exactly what the Blackout experience is, a lot of people are gonna feel let down. And even if what we get isn't bad, it's not gonna matter. Let me know what you think. Do you believe Blackout is really coming back, or do you think it's just another nostalgia move to use against us? Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong and we'll actually get something great.